Hey guys, how's it going? It's Target here, and today I want to kind of go over where I've been in the last little bit here. Obviously, there's been no new videos. I haven't been very active on Twitter or Facebook, and you guys are starting to wonder, like, what's going on with Target? People are saying RIP, this is the end of the channel, this is the death of the channel. And I'm going to go over a couple things here in this video while we play some EASHL in the background. And believe it or not, just to kind of put into perspective the information I'm about to give you, this game that you're watching right now is my very first EASHL game. And what is it now? End of October. So obviously I haven't had much of an opportunity to play. I mean, it's been an entire month and a half, and I still have not played EASHL up until today. So you guys are wondering, what's going on, and some of you hit the nail on the head. I mean, the fact of the matter is I have a family now, and I'm starting to realize one thing. That the most important part of in my life is my family. And I'm not necessarily starting to realize that, but I'm starting to realize just how important they are to me and just how important it is for me to be there. Because when you think about it, when I go to work, I still work a full-time job, obviously, and my wife is on maternity leave. And taking care of a kid, or like staying home from work and still getting paid seems like an easy job. Yeah, okay, maybe it is an easy job, but you're not taking care of a kid if you're just collecting EI. But if you are on maternity leave collecting EI and taking care of a kid, that's a full-time job. I don't know how my wife does it on a daily basis where she's able to take care of our son every single day. When I work night shifts, she has to, make sure that he gets his bath. She has to feed him every couple hours. He's up every couple hours. It's crazy. It's such a dedicated amount of time that is required from a person. So my wife has been tremendous in that. And when I come home from work, let's say, because basically the way my shifts work is I work 4 on and then 4 off, and that's how it alternates. When I come home from my 4 off and I'm on days off now, I would love to be able to record. I would. But at the same time, it's not fair to my wife. I mean, to be honest, she needs my help. She needs my help to be able to get things done around the house, just like I need her help to be able to record. And so it's a give and take thing that's been going on in the last little bit. And there have been a couple realizations besides that in my life. It's number one, I don't think that at one point I said that I wanted to do YouTube as a full-time thing. I wanted that to be kind of my career, per se. And I think I've come to the realization that's not the case. I think I might have just been having a good time doing what I was doing. Things were going really well. But in reality, I never actually saw it as a full-time thing. It would be nice to stay home and do that. It would be. But you know what? I enjoy getting out, and things change when you have a kid too. Your perception of the world, your idea of what you want and what you need, those completely change around. And a lot of you out there that are fathers that can definitely understand that dreams or aspirations or passions or things like that, some things can be put on hold. You only have rooms for so many. And the fact of the matter is, my son is the most important thing in my life besides my wife. The two of them are the most important things in my life. More so than my job, more so than YouTube, more so than putting up videos, whatever else it is. They're the most important thing that I have. And so I dedicate my time to the things that are important to me, and that's them. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean I don't enjoy doing YouTube. That's not the case at all. I love it. I think it's a fun way to, interact with people, exercise. I've got people have a sort of a creative muscle or whatever that they want to kind of flex, and this is where I try to do that. I try to, making thumbnails, editing videos for whether it's compilations or NHL drafts and things like that. That's fun for me. But, and this is a big but, those are time-consuming endeavors. All right? So let's take, for example, the amount of time it would take to record a regular schedule for me. All right? All right, this is just for basics. This isn't for doing any tutorials, any special videos that include, special graphics, severe editing, things like that. This doesn't include that. We're talking probably about 3 to 4 episodes of Be a GM a week. All right, that's 3 to 4 episodes. Now, each episode is roughly about 20 to 30 minutes, somewhere in there. All right, 20, 30. Now, if you add the Live the Life, which I was trying to do every other day, that's about 3 to 4 episodes there. That's another 20 minutes per. Let's say let's go on the low end of things. Let's say that's 2 hours worth of recording at that point. Just minimum. That's minimum. That's if you run from one into the other. But the fact is, when I do my Be a GMs, I actually end up. I have to stop. I have to look at things. I have to research. I have to look into ideas that you guys give me, and then reassess. That's the way I do it. Because you don't want to just go in there and be like, okay, no, what are we doing? You need to know what you're doing. You have to have some kind of idea of direction. And so that's what I do is I get into the game, take a look. This is kind of what I want to do so that when I get into the recording aspect of things, I have an idea and I know where I'm going, and it's not a mystery to me, and I'm not lost and bumbling around the menus. I like to try and know I'm going to go here, 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 then this is what we're going to do. Okay, so that's kind of what I've been going. That's kind of what I go with. So it never takes 20 minutes per episode. It never takes just the recording time you see. You know, for a 20-minute episode to record, edit, fuddle around, you're looking at probably about 45 minutes. 40 to 45 minutes for the whole thing. Maybe not. We'll say 30 to 35 minutes. But that's per video. So every week I have to put out 6 of those. All right. And then you've also got maybe do some online verses or some EASHL games or some special tutorials and things like that. My How to Snipe tutorial, my very first one, because it's the only one that I've really timed specifically, took about 14 hours to record and edit and put together. That didn't include the upload time, which at the time I think was probably about 2 hours for the upload, because it was a pretty big video, and I didn't have the best upload speed at that point in time, so things took a long time. Now I'm better at it. That was my first one, so 14 hours is a little excessive, but honest to goodness, let me think of another one that's taken a lot of time. That one that I put together that was the Hockey Ultimate Team build. That video alone took about 6 hours, I want to say. No, 4 hours. It was about 4 hours for that video. And then like little things. My top 10 that I did recently, which is botched, and I know that, and I hopefully maybe will address that in the future. That one alone took probably about 2.5 hours to do, and it's about a 5-minute clip. So that shows you the amount of time that can go into these things. The fact is, crap in, crap out. Hard work in, hard work out. That's the way it goes when it comes to doing anything in life, let alone just creating videos. You know, if you're at work and you do a crap job, you're going to get a crap result. But if you do a good job at every aspect of your task, then you're going to get a great result. And that's kind of where I apply my life with YouTube and at work and at home. And I'm spread so thin. So my wife said, I sat down with my wife and we had a discussion. We said, you know, she said, what do you want to do? I offered to her. This is literally what I said to her. I said, should I quit YouTube? That's what I asked her. Should I stop doing YouTube? And we had a really solid discussion back and forth about the idea of quitting YouTube. And I actually came to the conclusion that I was going to stop doing it. Not because she wanted me to. Don't get me wrong. That's not what this is. This isn't my wife telling me what to do. This is me as a father, as a husband, and deciding that is the route that I want to go. And so I came to the solid conclusion probably about 2-3 weeks ago that I was going to quit YouTube, and that I was going to come out with a video that said, this is what's going on in my life, kind of similar to what's going on right now, and this is what's happening. See you later, guys. It's been fun. Follow me on Twitter still, because I'm still going to be active there. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean we won't be coming back in the future, but we're not going to be doing these videos anymore. And, you know, it kills me to say that. It killed me to say that, but I was admitting to myself a little bit of truth, you know, that my heart wasn't in it as much. And I think a lot of that has to do with, yes, my family, but also when you do things like YouTube and you begin to get onto a schedule and feel that you have to do this to meet your quotas or what have you, and you've got this constant sort of nagging thing, like you're procrastinating on a project, that same feeling. It's that same feeling, like procrastinating on your homework, that almost guilt that sits with you right in the pit of your stomach. That's what I was getting with YouTube. And I thought to myself, why am I having this feeling? Why do I feel guilty for not completing something? I started this. It's my decision whether or not that I want to do it. And I said, I don't think that I want to do that anymore. I don't have to cater to anyone. No one, I mean, obviously you guys enjoy my content, and I really appreciate that. But at the same time, I did this for me because I thought it'd be fun. And I think somewhere along the way, I lost a little bit of that. I lost a little bit of the fun. Like I said, I still enjoy doing it, but I stopped having fun playing video games. And it's cheesy and corny, but it's sort of like, who the hell was it? That prospect was it Columbus' prospect? I can't remember. One player decided that he was going to stop playing hockey. Can't remember who it was anymore. But a decent prospect decided he was going to stop playing hockey because he didn't find it fun anymore. And that's kind of where I was sitting. Was I'm not going to find it fun anymore if I feel like I have to do it. You know, I want to be at the position where I want to do it. And so I had come to the decision that I was going to quit YouTube. And honest to goodness, it was probably going to be around the same time. And then yesterday or the day before, I texted my wife saying, "Hey, you know, like I don't know when I'm going to get around to this video that I'm going to make, how I should do it. When do you think's a good day?" Because right now we got Halloween coming up, which I hope you guys are excited about. We're in our new house, so I got the entire front yard decorated with lights, and we're gonna have animatronics and fog machines and things like that. It's super exciting to have your own like real house, a real home with an attached garage. It's so nice, and you can set it all up. It's gonna be creepy music, whatever. We're a little off topic, but it doesn't matter. But that's with Halloween coming, Christmas, everything else in between. We had a lot of people over because we're in our new home. We want to show it off. We want to entertain guests. So there's been a lot of time dedicated to that too. So I said to her, you know, when am I going to make this video and how should I go about doing it? Should I do a face reveal? You know, I thought to myself, I could do a face reveal and finally show everybody who I am. Say like, hey, look, you know, this is it. This is the end of the line. I wanted to say hi in person, in the flesh. This is me. And thanks for watching everything that I've done. I appreciate everything you guys have ever done. And part of the conversation that my wife and I had 3 weeks ago was, she said, how come you can't scale it back? How come you can't scale it to like 1 or 2 videos a week? And I thought to myself, well, what would I do with 1 or 2 videos a week? You know, in order for me to not necessarily make money on it, but to continue to gain an audience, I'd have to make pretty impactful videos. So my 1 video a week would have to be tutorials, things like that. That's what the 1 video a week would be, essentially. And I said, that's going to take a long time. You know, that's going to be an extra 8 to 10 hours of dedication every week. That's an extra shift, basically, for me. Almost an extra shift. You know, how does that make you feel? And she didn't seem like, and I told, like, I as a person thought that was too much. I thought that was too much. If I have to dedicate 10 to 12 or 8 to 10 or 8 to 12 extra hours every week just to make 1 video, I might as well just do my regular videos and not do tutorials. You know, if you know what I mean, if it's at that point. So she said again a couple nights ago, said, you know, how come I don't understand why you can't just scale it back to 1 video. She said, you know, people like hearing you talk about your life. People like that. And I said, well, you know, I guess so. They do. I actually get a really good, really warm reception to those videos. People liked when I was playing, what do you call it? Live the Life goalie, and I just talk about, you know, life and hockey and stuff like that. People like that. And I said, yeah, I guess they do. I guess that's not bad. I said, but also, you know, one of the things that I don't want to do is become a vlog. You know, one of my favorite channels from back in the day used to be Prank versus Prank, but then they just turned into vlogs, and that's all they did. And I'm like, I don't like that. Like, even, what's that other one? Roman Atwood, who I don't watch anymore because his jokes or his pranks have gotten corny. Same thing. It's just vlogs. And I was like, I don't necessarily want to be the guy that does just basically vlogs, because that's what it would be. It'd be NHL content with me talking about life, hockey, things like that. So I was like, you know what? Let's give it a shot. Let's see how it goes. So this is sort of and I'm not going to make a commitment to you guys, because as soon as I make a commitment to you, I feel like then I've got that pit in my stomach again. And I don't want it to be that. I want to sit down, you know, once, twice a week maybe, and talk, shoot the shit, you know, pick up the controller, play some hockey, talk about stuff, get your input on things. You know, obviously, this endeavor's not going to build me any major fans. All right, that's not it. Now, but what this will do is kind of bridge the gap for me. You know, I may not want to, you know, I may at some point want to hype it up a little bit more. I want to get more in there and do more. And I hope that's the way it goes. So I think in the future, what you might see from me, on top of these little mini vlogs or whatever you want to call it, would be more involvement with my family, my son, my wife. Something my wife actually mentioned was that, you know, maybe what you could do is that when we do get a game that you and I both want to play, we could record some of that, and then that could go up there. And then that way, the time that we're spending together is also time that you're possibly entertaining an audience. And I was like, no, it's not too bad. I could probably work with that. Because one of the things that I didn't like was that our time was becoming, sort of a work time. And I didn't like that. Sometimes I like just sitting down and playing the game, and not having to talk about stuff as the game goes on. That's kind of one of the things that is tough about it is you have to think of things to say. You have to be interesting. Everything that goes on inside your head when you're playing BGM or whatever it is has to go on outside of mine. You have to actually say it. And that's harder than it seems. It takes a while for you to get into that mentality where you can comment on things that that people are going to be interested in. Saying things that they're already thinking. That takes a while to get that mastered, or at least a good grasp of the skill anyway, not necessarily master it. But, so I think that's where we're going to go for now. So I'm not going to make an obligation or a dedication to you guys, but what I'm going to say is I'm going to shoot for at least one video a week where I'm going to sit down and just chat so you guys can hear what's going on in my life. There's plenty of interesting stuff. Hopefully you guys can relate to some of it anyway. And some of it's not just going to be personal stuff. We're going to talk about hockey too, because that's what you guys are all here for. You're all hockey fans. I'm sorry to all of those that, maybe you're not going to get your Hockey Ultimate Team fix from me. And I'm sorry that means the end of Be a GM. That means the end of Live the Life. And I know that's going to suck. And you guys, there's going to get a lot of dislikes on this video. And I'm not here to get the likes, all right? I know that this is going to disappoint you guys. Understand that, what I'm trying to do is still try and remain somewhat relevant to you. Because you want to see it. You don't want to see things die. It's sad when things go away. And it's sad for me to think that something like this, that's been such a big part of my life for so long, could go away. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. Does that mean that there won't be a GM? No, that doesn't necessarily mean that. There could be live stream events in the future. That could still happen. But the fact of the matter is, this is a young man's game. So, and I mean YouTube anyway. It's not a family game unless you manage to incorporate your entire family. You look at all the guys that are doing these videos now. For the most part, you're either single, you either live at home, maybe not. You may live alone. That's fine. It doesn't matter. Either way, I'm not judging if you live at home. Let's say you live alone. You don't have too many obligations. You've got a job, sure, absolutely. Maybe you've got school. A lot of these guys are in school. But the biggest thing is they aren't married. They don't have a mortgage to pay for. They don't have, and not just a mortgage to pay for, but they don't have necessarily upkeep, because there might be some guys that have a mortgage, but they live in an apartment. There's no upkeep there. You just got to tie to the house. I've got to paint rooms. I've got to work on the outside of my house. I got to cut my grass. I got to shovel snow. I got to clear eaves troughs. I got to set up Christmas lights, Halloween decorations. I got to paint decks. I have to do all that stuff. Clear sprinkler lines, things like that. That's all part of my life now. That's a big time consumption. Basically, I'm asking of myself to do everything that my father did when I was growing up, and then do YouTube, and do shift work, and take care of a newborn. So it's a tough gig, guys, and I'm doing my best. I really am doing my best. Like I said, I was so close to quitting. I was so close to being absolutely done with it. But this at least allows you to be able to kind of touch base with me, and me be able to touch base with you on a weekly basis. And that's something that my wife thought was important, because she didn't want to see me give up on this either. Just to put it into perspective, for those of you who think that she might be the reason behind this, it's not that. I've been the major player in a lot of this. It's been my decision because I don't think it's healthy, but she doesn't want to see it go away. And I know neither do you guys. I don't really want to see it go away either. I just need to kind of find my video game center. I don't want to hate playing video games, because I want my son to enjoy playing video games. I want all my children to enjoy playing video games to an extent and appreciate them for what they are. Be able to play them with my son and not have that obligation to the camera on all the time. Kids are way too connected. So I'll leave you guys with this. Like I've already said it many times, I'm going to be doing a couple videos, one, maybe 2 videos a week, and then maybe not even one video a week. You might end up going like, I don't know, 8-9 days without a video. So don't be alarmed by that, okay? Don't be alarmed by that. But I am here. I'm going to try and be more active on Twitter, because if I'm not going to be so active on the YouTube, I'm going to be active on Twitter and Facebook. So if you guys want to chat with me, I'm going to be much more open now. I feel like I want to try and be more of a community member as opposed to a community leader. All right, I'll let that kind of pass for now. Does that mean there won't be tutorials? No. Now, what doesn't mean there won't be tutorials? Does that mean there won't be top 10s? No, that doesn't mean there won't be top 10s, but they're not going to be regular. All right, that's basically what I'm telling you guys right now. And so yeah, I'll leave you guys with that. But I'm going to leave you with one more thing. All right, American subscribers, you've got your Thanksgiving coming up. All right, family's important. Friends are important. Everywhere around the world, you got Halloween coming up right away. Okay, Halloween is a time for you to celebrate with your friends, hang out, have a good time, eat some candy, whatever it is. Go to your Halloween parties, have a really good time, get drunk, whatever it is you do. Not if you're underage, get drunk. And then you got Christmas coming up too. We'll get more into that later. But my biggest thing is always put down your phones, put down your iPods, put down your iPads, talk with your family. You know, you got Thanksgiving coming up. You guys are going to watch the football game if you're American. You know, that's about the extent of it. Don't be on your phones. Don't be on your phones. If grandma's there at Thanksgiving, talk to grandma about her life, about her growing up. Those are stories that aren't written down anymore, guys. They're not written down anymore. Believe it or not, there was a time before Facebook, and these people chronicled everything in their minds, nothing else. And so in order for those stories to continue, which are important, you need to talk and you need to spend time with your family so that when you have children, you can share those stories with them. Tell them what grandma was like. Tell them about that Thanksgiving in 2015 where you guys all sat around and cheered for the Packers. You know, whatever it might be. Dedicate yourself to your family, okay? Dedicate yourself to school if you're going to school, and stick with your jobs. Please stick with your jobs. They're important. You may think that you're being picked on by your boss or whatever else it is. Your boss is just trying to do his job too. Focus on the good things in life, guys, not the bad all the time. I'll leave it there. I'm going to start by focusing myself on the good things in my life. Until next time, I'm Target Audience, and I'll catch you guys out on the ice.